So today I'm going to talk about snow globes. Now, can you see the slides okay? Okay then, okay, great. Snow globes and how they can help you live your best life. Who would have thought? So, a snow globe. Has everybody seen a snow globe before? Okay, just checking. Because if somebody hadn't, this might be a bit weird. But, so, it contains snow. Okay, it's not real snow, but it's snow-like. And there's something in the middle, right? And the whole point of a snow globe is you give it a good shake. And the snow starts to swirl. But when it's all shaken up, when the snow is swirling, that's quite hard to say, when the snow is swirling, you can't clearly see the thing in the middle. We don't know whether that's a mountain or a ski lodge or a castle or could be anything, right? We just don't know. And if you want to see the thing in the middle again, clearly, you just have to let the snow settle, right? Okay. Has anybody ever tried to force a snow globe into settling? Yeah. How'd it go?
Own thing a bit.
Yeah.
Did its own thing. Had to wait.
Did its own thing. You have to wait. Exactly. Yeah. And actually, you could make it worse. Yeah? You're like trying to find a way to get it to settle, and you're just going to make it worse. So, my friends, this is the secret. It will just take time. Let it settle, and then you can see the thing in the middle clearly again. Well, so what? Why am I talking about snow globes on a Saturday afternoon in Shoreditch? Well, it actually turns out it's a really good metaphor for how we experience the world around us. Let's go on a quick detour. So, how many thoughts do you think you have each day? Thousands? Millions? 10,000? So we've got quite a range. Does anybody not have any thoughts? Are you so zenned out, with your, particularly with your Herby Box? Right? Just like, oh, no thoughts. Okay, so, yep. We don't know for sure, but some people have estimated it at something like 70,000 thoughts a day, right? And a thought is just something that bubbles up when you weren't expecting it, right? 70,000. So how many of those do you think about every day? So the thought bubbles up, and then you start thinking about it. 50? This is going to be like an auction. Any advance on 50?
Depends on the day.
Depends on the day, yeah. Absolutely.
Depends when you're at your menstrual cycle.
Yes, if you have a menstrual cycle, that would definitely affect it, yeah. The truth is, it's probably not 100%. Because if you had 70,000 thoughts and you gave them all a good think, what would happen?
Shut down.
Confuse your mind, shut down. Yeah. You wouldn't do anything else. There wouldn't be time to do anything with that thinking, right? And you'd probably be overwhelmed. Now, thoughts are like clouds. They come and they go. As I said, they just bubble up. But sometimes we start thinking about them. And the thing we originally saw starts to change. And this thinking is the thing that creates feelings, right? All feelings do is tell us about our thinking. All feelings do is tell us about our thinking. Nothing else. That's how we know what kind of thinking we're doing. They're not real. They might appear real, but they're not real. It's something that we create through our thinking. So if you're feeling angry, you're just doing angry thinking. If you're feeling happy, you're just doing happy thinking. But this is how it works. So look, feelings are like sunglasses. feelings don't tell you the colour of the thing you're looking at, right? They tell you about the colour of the glass. The glass is the thinking. So, it's important for you to know, if you remember nothing else, that feelings don't come from other people. Not even that boss. And they don't come from situations. They don't come from emails. You know, Google haven't managed to create this sort of magical email system that will somehow have mind control effects on you. Right? It doesn't work like that. And they don't come from songs either, whether that's happy songs or sad songs. And crucially, feelings haven't figured out how to do time travel. So they don't come from the future. And actually they don't come from the past, because the past was over just then. Feelings only come from thinking about thought in the moment. That's all. So, that was our quick detour. So back to the snow globe. Our world is the thing in the middle. Right? When we shake the snow globe, that's the process of thinking about thoughts that come up. And our state of mind is the snow. And it could be a great state of mind and it could be a lousy state of mind. But the snow swirling is what's going on in our minds. And it turns out, is anybody not experiencing any snow at the moment?
In our lives.
Just right now in the room. Okay. Has anybody had a blizzard this week?
Straight storm.
Straight storm, right, okay. Yeah. So it's good if you're not experiencing it right now, because that means I'm doing a good job, hopefully, rather than you're like, what's he talking about? But generally, it's shaken, right? There's all sorts of stuff going on, and we give it a good old shake. And we're up in our feelings, and it's only because we're thinking. That's all it is. It's nothing else. And as I said earlier, when it's shaken, when we're shaken, when the blizzard's going on, we can't see clearly anymore. And crucially, that means we can't make good decisions about anything. Right? And I'll tell you why we can't make good decisions in a moment. Does that all make sense so far? Yeah? Yeah. Okay, got some notes. Anybody thinking, what's he talking about? Total disagreement? No? Okay, so we're on the mic. So there are probably several million-dollar questions. But this is probably the most useful one. Who shakes the snow globe? Other people? Yes. Correct. It's us. And the clue's in the picture. This is why it's a good metaphor, right? Because to shake it, we're the ones who have picked it up. Yeah? The thing in the middle can't shake it. It's only us. Yeah? Always. Nobody else, nothing else. And that's quite shocking, because a lot of us spend our lives, me included, thinking that it's got something to do with something else or somebody else. You know, it could be something a boss is doing, or it could be something in a relationship, or it could be somebody just like driving inconsiderately. And we get all up in our head about it and get cross. We also get up in our head and get happy about stuff as well. But often we focus on the ones that are like the not so good feelings, right? It's us. Only us. So, what can you do? Well, to honor the metaphor of the snow globe, the first thing to do is to get noticing when things are unsettled and just let them settle. And just noticing that it's no big deal that there's a bit of snow, right? Because you know it will settle. And that takes time, just like the snow globe. So the sooner you notice it, the sooner you let it settle, the better it's going to be for you. And actually for the other people around you. And crucially, continued shaking makes it worse. Because here's the truth, you can't think your way out of a feeling. And anybody who's tried to tell somebody to cheer up will know that's true. Doesn't work that way, right? Or, well, you think that's bad, what about it? Doesn't work, right? You can't think your way out of it. Because thinking is the thing that got you up in the feelings, remember? Yeah. So, unlike the snow globe, there are some ways to interrupt it. Exercise is a good way. Has anybody ever done burpees? Yeah? Burpees? Anybody else? Or star jumps or football drills or anything like that? Yeah? How much thinking can you do when you're doing a burpee other than make it stop? Right? You can't do much. It's just like, get me out of here. I hate this. Well, unless you like burpees, of course. Then you'd be looking for, how many more can I do? Right? But most people, their experience of burpees is not one of pleasure. And the point is that you can't do much thinking about anything when you're doing a burpee. You're not going to be thinking about that email that you got or the thing that your friend said, or because it's just not possible. So that's the first thing you can do, is interrupt it with exercise. Another cool one. Now, so if you're in a meeting or something, like burpees is probably not a practical thing to do, yeah? I mean, you could try it and see what happens, but sensory awareness is a good way to do it. So what I want you to do, get your thumb and forefinger just up here. It's all right, it's not going to hurt, and there's no right way, there's no wrong way. So what I want you to do is just really pay attention to the sensation of finger against thumb. Maybe you can notice the ridges on your fingers. Maybe there's something about temperature, or maybe it's dry, maybe it's not. And if you hold them up to your ear, maybe you can even hear the sound of a finger and a thumb rubbing together. You have to concentrate. Really pay attention to it. Yeah? Yeah. So what are you noticing? Anybody doing much thinking? No.
It made me think of the song from primary school.
Earworm. Okay, you're all going to be thinking about that for the rest of the day. Your finger and thumb keep moving. Your finger. Right. Okay. Another thing, scented candles. Anybody like a nice scented candle? Yeah? Make sure it's not lit. Please don't, because I'm not insured. But take a scented candle or something else. Now, nothing with a scent that will trigger a whole load of memories about, past love or anything else, right? But just a nice scented candle. Have a good old sniff. And it will flood your brain. And when you're doing that, you can't be thinking about stuff. Yeah? Breathing. Now, who was here for the meditation workshop beforehand? Yeah? So you had an experience of breathing and meditating and just getting calm. And did you have much going on in your head at that point? No. How cool is that? Oh, actually, there's another one here. This is a fun one. So how many toes do you have? Oh, it could be 2. When was the last time you counted? I mean, just to be sure. So look, why don't you try this now? See if you can count your toes without looking at them. And if you're wearing sandals or anything like that, then don't look at them. Just by feeling them in your shoe. See if you can do it. Has anybody got 2 toes? 4? Hopefully it's an even number. Right. So who got somewhere between 8 and 10? 8. Good. That's okay. That's okay. you'll be able to check later on that they're still there. But yeah, some are harder to feel than the other. But the point is that when you're concentrating on that, you can't be thinking about much, right? You can do this in a meeting. You can do this on the bus. Nobody's going to see you counting your toes in your shoes, right? But simple things like this can really help you get calm again. And if you find you only got 8, don't panic. It's all right, because you can check later on. But it's just the process of just becoming really aware of something that you're not used to being aware of because you've never counted your toes that way before, I'm guessing. Right? So, and distraction. Just go and do something else. Or have a nice cup of Herby. Right? Bit of product placement in there. Thanks, guys. Do something else. You know, if you find yourself, you know, in a thought storm or a blizzard going on, but as soon as you see it, it's not going to serve you because you won't be able to see clearly, as we said, right? So do something else. So what would be a better strategy than the first one? Or an even better strategy? The first one was about noticing it and stopping it. Thank you. Yeah, don't shake it. Don't shake it. Step away from the snow globe, right? Because you do have a choice. It might surprise you to hear that, but you do have a choice. Yes?
I think that comes from like experience. So
Yes. Yeah.
you don't know until you actually go through something to know not to pick up and shake it.
Yeah. And some of us have been on this planet for a bit longer than some of you and have learnt that the hard way. And we spent a lot of our times giving it a good old shake, hoping to get some more clarity. And the news is it doesn't work. So I'm not saying this is going to be easy, that from here on in you're never going to shake your snow globe, because I shake mine too. Right? Sometimes it feels like fun, even when I'm angry. But I catch myself and I now know that it's only me that's doing it. It's not my boss or the email or the future or the past or anything else that's bothering us. So choose wisely. Yeah? And it's something you can begin to develop, because hopefully if you remember one thing from today, it'll be this metaphor and how you can start to just get curious about experimenting with it and see. Because yeah.
Can I say that on the back of what the lady said, it's funny, experiencing something, and sometimes you don't realise you have to, it's your responsibility on feeling not to shake the globe. But I find it's quite hard, a bit of a free person to swallow that when someone else has caused you pain or caused something or afflicted you in some way, but it's your responsibility not to shake the globe, so to speak. That's quite a hard thing to accept.
Oh yeah. And there's lots of coulda, woulda, shouldas and all of those things. But the news is that actually, unless somebody's going to physically hurt you, that's different. You know, if somebody's coming at you in a way that's not safe for you physically, then the reality is that nobody's words can hurt you. Once you really understand this. I'm not saying people should go around doing things that cause upset. I'm not saying that at all. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't call them out on it, right? But I'm saying ultimately you have more power than maybe you realize. I don't know what I'm saying, you. We have more power than we realize in those situations. Because we forget that this is how it works. Yeah? But this is only how it works. And so yeah, when you shake it up, you lose your clarity. And we think that shaking it will give us some more clarity. If I'm worrying about something, yeah, I'm going to do some more worrying about it. That's going to make it better, isn't it? Right? It won't. And you can't make good decisions when you lose clarity. And let me tell you why. Because you can't access your innate wisdom. You can't access your innate wisdom. And that's the thing that's going to let you live your best life. Because you already know more than you think about what to do and how to do it. Not saying you have all the answers, but we all have within us, when we get calm enough, we know what to do. And tapping into that is the thing that's going to let you live your best life. So, quick summary. You, and only you, are creating your experience of the world. Recognize that you, and only you, shape the snow globe. Get calm. Stay calm. And clarity will follow. And then you can access your innate wisdom and live your best life. Take a picture of this. If you do nothing else, take a picture of this and see if you can just reflect on it in the coming hours, minutes, seconds, days, weeks. I'll get out of the way. Yeah? This is great. Yeah? Let me know when you're done. I'll just keep an eye out for. Anybody still trying to get a clear picture? It's difficult in this lighting. All right. Has everybody got one? And there's one final thing to remember, and it's this. Overthinking is overrated. Isn't that the truth? So, that's it. Thank you for coming to my talk.